Sahabat peradaban kasih ekologis yang terkasih, suatu kehormatan bagi saya pada tanggal 21 Mei kemarin atau 22 Mei dini hari, saya diundang secara khusus untuk menjadi pembicara dalam International Conference Dialogu Conference and Journal yang diselenggarakan oleh Ovidius University of Constanta di Rumania. Berikut adalah cuplikan rekaman dari peristiwa yang bagi saya sangat istimewa dan syukur kepada Allah atas kesempatan untuk berbagi pemahaman dan pengalaman terkait dengan RIKAS, Rencana Induk Keuskupan Agung Semarang, yang mengajak kita untuk mewujudkan peradaban kasih. Saya menempatkannya dalam konteks gagasan teoretis, mewujudkan peradaban kasih ekologis tanpa diskriminasi. Selamat menikmati, semoga bermanfaat. Tuhan memberkati. Shalom, salam sejahtera, berkah dalam.
Latest hour. He has the latest hour from all of us. It's almost 2 in the morning, I suppose, Father Budi. So I will introduce you right away.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to introduce our esteemed guest speaker, Father Alois Budi Purnomo from Indonesia. Father Purnomo is a distinguished scholar and practitioner in the field of environmental science, holding a doctorate in this discipline. He serves as a lecturer at the Environmental Science Doctorate Program at Sogija Pranata Catholic University in Semarang, Indonesia. For Purnomo's dedication to environmental stewardship and his deep understanding of ecological issues have positioned him as a leading advocate for sustainable practices and environmental justice. His work integrates scientific inquiry with ethical and spiritual perspectives, promoting a holistic approach to environmental conservation. In addition to his academic contributions, Purnomo is known for his active engagement in community initiatives and his commitment to fostering environmental awareness and action. He is also one of Dialogo's close friends and researchers for several years, promoting eco-theology. His efforts have inspired many to take meaningful steps towards protecting our planet. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Alois Budi Purnomo.
Thank you very much, Cosmin, for inviting me to join in this meeting. I hope my voice is heard from everywhere in this way. Okay.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. I will present my core of paper about conducting an interreligious ecological civilization of love without discrimination. I try to study and reflect this topic based on the master plan of the Archdiocese of Semarang, my archdiocese where I serve as a Catholic priest in Indonesia. For me, it is important to conduct a civilization of ecological love between religions in a society characterized by religious and societal diversity, which, along with this reality, contains the danger of discrimination, bias, and repudiation. The study focuses on building an interreligious ecological civilization of love without discrimination by analyzing the master plan of the Archdiocese of Semarang. We call it in Indonesian language RIKAS, Rencana Induk Keuskupan Agung Semarang, the master plan of the Archdiocese of Semarang. Following the theoretical propositions regarding interreligious eco-theological leadership, the RIKAS provides a strategy to overcome discrimination to realize an ecological civilization of love. So through this paper, I try to examine RIKAS which aspires to build an ecological civilization of love between interreligious communities in Indonesia, especially in the Archdiocese of Semarang. Using the content analysis method, I processed the ideals of RIKAS from a non-discrimination perspective and an inclusive paradigm. This research aimed to explore transformative strategic formulation that encourage inclusiveness to prevent and to overcome discrimination to realize an interreligious ecological civilization of love according to RIKAS. The result is the finding of various non-discrimination formulations that encourage the interreligious ecological strategy as a form of implementing a civilization of love in the diversity of society, not only in Semarang, but also in the Indonesian nation context. This study can inspire globally, I hope, that the Catholic Church is present with discrimination in diverse communities everywhere. So I realized that world society has always been marked by diversity, including diversity of religions and communities. In this diversity, the dangers of discrimination, bias, and repudiation can emerge. For this reason, it is important for me to build an interreligious ecological civilization of love to prevent and to overcome every form of discrimination, bias, and repudiation as our topic in this volume of Dialogue. The Archdiocese of Semarang is one of 37 dioceses in Indonesia with a population of around 300,000 people, around that. To support her people, the Catholic Church of the Archdiocese of Semarang established the Semarang Archdiocese Master Plan. We call it RIKAS. This RIKAS implemented from 2016 to 2035. RIKAS was established on 7 October 2015 by the late Monsignor Johannes Pujo Sumarto, our bishop, and implemented his successor, namely Monsignor Robertus Rubiatmoko, was ordained as Archbishop of Semarang on 19 May 2017. When promulgating RIKAS, the late Monsignor Johannes Pujo Sumarto wrote, "The people of God of Semarang Archdiocese, as a community of believers and disciples of Jesus Christ, aspire to present the saving kingdom of God in everyday life so that the church becomes significant and relevant for its citizens and society, as stated in the 6 basic directions of the Archdiocese of Semarang. First, that what RIKAS aspires to be. Monsignor Johannes explained that these ideals continue to be developed and pursued through 4 pastoral focuses which are believed to be good. The 4 pastoral focuses of the work include developing deep and resilient faith, increasing the role of lay people in the social, community, and political fields, empowering the small, the weak, the poor, the marginalized, and disabled. In Indonesia, we call it KLMTD. And the last, maintaining the integrity of creation. These 4 pastoral focuses are placed in the context of the Universal Church based on the exhortation Evangelii Gaudium and the encyclical Laudato Si, delivered by Pope Francis. Evangelii Gaudium is the basis for the joy of the gospel to realize the ideals of RIKAS, while the Laudato Si is the basis for the movement to maintain the integrity of creation and preserve the environment. Both the joy of the gospel and the environmental care movement are carried out with everyone without discrimination, regardless of religions or belief. Monsignor Pujo Sumarto, the late Bishop of the Archdiocese of Semarang, emphasizes the importance of the encyclical Laudato Si to build awareness as part of a nation that inhabit one earth as our common home, which responsibly raises collective awareness and cannot be postponed. The goal of RIKAS is none other than to conduct a civilization of love as a main goal. To make this happen, 3 entrances are option to pay attention to, namely a life of prosperity, dignity, and faith. For this reason, all components of the people of God of Semarang Archdiocese must unite to realize the ideals of building a civilization of love in planned and systematic ways. That is what I call a transformative strategy to encourage inclusiveness, to overcome discrimination, and build an interreligious ecological civilization of love following RIKAS, which is the aims of this paper. Hopefully, the Archdiocese of Semarang can become a model in realizing an interreligious ecological civilization of love through transformative strategies that encourage inclusive living without discrimination amidst the diversity of religions, cultures, and communities in Indonesia. The study was carried out using the content analysis method, as I said before, in an interpretive manner to examine RIKAS. With this methodology, this research includes 2 main studies. First, the study is a critical theoretical study in hermeneutic interpretation patterns to answer the research question, how can RIKAS be a transformative strategy to encourage inclusivity to overcome discrimination and conduct an ecological civilization of love among the diversity of religions? Secondly, the study combined critical theoretical studies with documentary studies, namely RIKAS itself, as the main data, which are examined critically from the perspective of the interreligious eco-theological leadership model. What is the RIKAS? First of all, the terminology RIKAS, as already mentioned, is an abbreviation for the master plan of the Archdiocese of Semarang, which framed the steps of pastoral ministry for 20 years from 2016 to 2035. It has 4 roadmaps which are held every 5 years through 5 years roadmap. RIKAS was created using a participatory planning approach to realize the civilization of love from the Archdiocese of Semarang for Indonesia, our nation. It relies on and mobilizes all the potential that exists in the church of our diocese with the spirit of solidarity, subsidiarity, and independence. Secondly, through RIKAS, the Catholic Church of the Archdiocese of Semarang invites its people to be fully involved in society in 4 manners, namely planned, integrated, systematized or structured, and measurable, so that the church teachings can be implemented and their presence can be increasingly felt and provide benefits to life in the society. The entire content of RIKAS can be summarized as an effort to inherit the 3 main texts of Christ, namely as shepherd, prophet, and priest. The text of a shepherd servant can be realized in the text of providing and fighting for welfare, food, clothing, shelter, education, job opportunities, and the good of living together. We call it bonum commune. The text as a prophet work is realized in fighting for human dignity, fighting for justice, truth, verum, peace, conflict resolution, and anti-corruption, and also public policy advocacy. Meanwhile, the text as a sacrificial priest is manifested in faith in the triune God, in the primacy of Christian life, and in faith that is smart, tough, missionary, and dialogal, which in Indonesia is shortened to CTMD, cerdas, tangguh, misionar, and dialogal. Thirdly, RIKAS is implemented with an integrated approach between building independence, resiliency, solidarity within the network with respect, and paying attention to public policies that directly encourage the creation of a fair life together for all without discrimination. The implementation of RIKAS is expressed in vision, namely the realization of a civilization of love in Indonesian society that is prosperous, dignified, and faithful. Based on this vision, RIKAS is increasingly being developed into submissions that include the following 5 elements. First, improving the quality of life of the people, especially the small, weak, poor, marginalized, disabled, farmers, fishermen, workers, and the small economic sector. Secondly, increasing the participation of the community, both men and women, in fighting for dignified and fair public policies, preserving the environment as a common home and local cultural values. Third, carrying out integral, tiered, and sustainable faith formation, which is characterized by intelligence, resilience, missionary, and dialogue. Fourth, providing education that is comprehensive, integral, has a national perspective, and is based on Pancasila for the community as a principle of our nations. The last, develop cooperation at various levels and in various fields of life involving welfare, human dignity, and faith. That is about the RIKAS, and from this RIKAS, we try to make an inclusive strategies to conduct an interreligious ecological civilization of love. That is, Kasmin, the summarize that I can present in this occasion. Thank you very much for the time. Maybe any questions, please.
Thank you very much, Professor, for being with us and sharing this interesting research of yours. I will give the microphone to others to have their questions for you, and afterwards I will have mine, because I prepared one question for you while reading your paper the days ago. So, want to ask Professor Purnomo? Yeah, Tina?
See if I can get some. Can you hear me?
Yeah, of course.
So it's nice to meet you at last, Father White. And I'm not going to really ask a question, but I just want to say you really transmitted your enthusiasm. It sort of came to me right through my feeling center, and I wish you all the best of luck in your projects.
Okay, Tina. Thank you very much. Also, you invite me to join in your project of writing the book, I think 2 years ago. And it's very valuable for me, about the woman movement, interreligious woman movement between Islam and Catholic, who have care and to pay attention about our crisis, ecological crisis among the farmers, among the religions, and the spirituality of women is very robust for me to encourage us to care to the earth, our common home. Thank you for inviting me 2 years ago, I think 2 or 3 years ago. Nice to meet you.
A pleasure. And yes, women are directly interconnected. We've heard, like from Stephen, the interconnectedness. But women are directly connected to the cosmos through menstruation and the moon cycle. And so what it's really taken 2,000 years for man to decide we scientifically in an interconnected universe through quantum physics. Women, we've always lived that reality, although many women probably have forgotten it. But that is the basis, of our reality. We grow up in an interconnected universe because of our biological female nature.
Yes, Tina. Also in the RIKAS, we put as the main actors how Catholic women also to conduct an interreligious movement for saving our world, for paying attention in solidarity, subsidiarity, and also collegiality. We move together. We encourage all people, especially the woman is very inspiring with their love, their charity, their prudence, and also all their work always based on the caring, nurturing, and love. That's very interesting. The role of women in conducting an interreligious movement in Indonesia, also in our diocese.
Good. Thank you.
You will
Professor
come.
Father Budi, I want to ask you this because you are so good and very deep into eco-theological research.
Yes.
As you develop the research along with dialogue as well. And I was wondering, because you are coming from a different exotic for Europeans, exotic environment and culture. I was wondering if you have thought to consider this question: how can other religious institutions can adopt similar strategies to enhance their ecological and social initiative?
Yeah.
If you are aware of your local different religious institutions of doing the same research as you, or do you have any advice for other religious institutions and similar research of yours as yours?
Yes, thank you, Kasman. In Indonesia, so many academic, my professor also from other religion who have commitment, the same commitment from Muhammadiyah, for example. And they also have so many movement in the paradigm of interreligious eco-theological movement, not only from Catholic but also from Islam, from Hinduism, Buddhism. They have so many key person and also movement that working together to save our planet, and we call it as an interreligious eco-theological movement. So not only my idea to inspire them, but we have movement together to implement this idea in Indonesia.
Nice to hear that there are other similar movements and researchers. They are doing the same research as you. Thank you very much, Father Budi, for being
You're
with
welcome.
us so late in this night.
Yeah.
You can rest now, or you can stay with us until the morning. It's up to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, God bless you all.
Thank you very much. I will introduce next our friend and to dialogue and to mine. That is Tinalin.
Sahabat peradaban kasih yang terkasih, sampai jumpa pada episode berikutnya. Terima kasih atas kebersamaan kita. Salam peradaban kasih ekologis. Berkat dalam